right hand, and Shakur beating him with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown score with the left hand. Pinpoint accuracy and timing from Shakur Stevenson. Absolutely perfect left hand. Uppercut. Backs up on a straight left. Remember what Yoshino said about doubting Shakur's power. And remember what Shakur said.
Judging and gauging the technique of his opponent, Shakur. So,
now it's a left hand that hit right on the belt line, and it backed up Yoshino. And now Yoshino covers up, absorbs those punches, and then places a left hand to the body. Two-punch combination. Moving up to 140 pounds. 135 is the real estate you want to be in, folks, right now. That's what I'm talking about. Now Yoshino tries to come in and place anything he can. Yoshino, even in some of his biggest wins, have taken punishment. That is another shot, and that's enough. And to your point, Tim Bradley, the accumulation.
Yeah.
Она прям в наглую. Ну, это тоже своего рода ценно. Потихоньку, не быстро пристреливаться. Шакур, это сказано, удары того же Шакура Стивенсона. Насколько они мощны, насколько дети. Для того, чтобы бить, надо бить. По таймингу более четко действует Шакур. Ну, как бы это ни казалось, да, вот, скажем так, такой вот фаза. Очень опасно кочевать, висеть на нем, изматывать. Вот сейчас как раз есть встречный. И может все что угодно. Даже такой мастерюга, как Любу дорого посмотреть. Да, великолепно контролирует через переднюю руку точку там. Да. Забить, что называется, оппонент. Да, поэтому, вот как сейчас да, дергается Стивенсон. Начинает прибавлять Стивенсон, да. Есть так. Хорошо. Хай продолжает наносить точный удар. Вот, пожалуйста, собирается выиграть в этом поединке, то есть показать себя. Отправил рукой, но Стивенсон все видит хорошо, прекрасно. От них работы в стиле Артура Гак. Ну что ж,
taking a little bit more punishment here from Stevenson. Valdez looking at Stevenson. Valdez. Shakur supremely confident right now. Just pouring it on.
Stronger guy. The taller guy, the bigger guy. Not necessarily true. Shakur looks a lot stronger than Jamel here to be right now. Now, a lot bigger.
Left hand landing. Good accuracy.
The fight is starting to break out now.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Shakur turned it around and now the headshots come in. Able to get around the guard of Herring.
And then countering the shots on Jamel just like that. That's discouraging for Jamel here because nothing is working at the moment.
It's worsening, and another left hand comes in. And look at these headshots from Shakur. Pushing and shoving. So accurate. Doing damage.
What up, YouTube? It's True Grit Boxing News, man. Checking in with another video. As I always say, man, support the grind. Smash that like button. Subscribe to your boy. Turn your bell notifications to all so every time I drop, you will be the first to know. And my slogan here, guys, if you didn't know, you're about to find out once again. Here at True Grit Boxing News, we are not boxer fans. We are boxing fans. So in today's video, man, I want to discuss and utterly kill the narrative that the young bull, the young lion, the WBC 135-pound lightweight world champion Shakur Stevenson is a boring fighter. I'm making this video today to ultimately kill that narrative, guys. I don't even understand where it comes from. Well, I know where it comes from. It comes from a lot of people that like other fighters more than others, you know, then they just try to create narratives to try to dumb down one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. When you get Gervonta Tank Davis fans that want to speak on his up and coming possibly fight with Shakur Stevenson, one of the most anticipated fights at 135 pounds, that is the first narrative that I hear them spew. Shakur Stevenson is a born fighter. All he do is run. Guys, I have linked videos showing highlights of Shakur Stevenson. Please explain to me where he's a runner. If anything, Shakur Stevenson is one of the best in the pocket fighters that we have in the game today. Shakur is a fighter that fights on straight lines, guys, in and out, in a straight line, you know, and that could be detrimental to his career. As a lot of people say, don't go straight back, but he is phenomenal at going straight back. Shakur Stevenson is phenomenal at measuring and keeping distance, keeping his opponents at the end of his punches, and then being able to step back out of the way when they try to counter or get off with theirs. Shakur is in the pocket with these guys. Shakur is not circling, running around the ring. Shakur, 75 to 85% of the fight is right there in front of his opponents. How can this kid, how can this young bull, this young lion be a born fighter when that's his style? His style is to be right in front of you. He's quick, very fast, has good power, has a good amount of knockouts on his resume, has stopped some good guys, and definitely has beat some good guys. Jamal Herring, Oscar Valdez, Joet Gonzalez. Come on now, he hasn't been able to get the fights with Vasily Lomachenko's and Gervonta Tank Davis's of the world as of yet. You know, so he still needs to be tested on that level. But Shakur is very well accomplished in the sport. 2-3 weight division world champion. Come on, guys. But he's boring. Why is he boring? Because he doesn't knock everybody out. See, this is the same narrative that a lot of great boxers that are black fighters, they end up with this staple on them, right? When they don't get a whole bunch of knockouts and they're able to just outbox and beat their opponents. Floyd Mayweather, they called him a runner. They called him a boring fighter. Parnell Whitaker, they called him a runner. They called him a boring fighter. When Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran for the second time, he gets the moniker, he's a runner, he's boring. First of all, guys, in the sport of boxing, this is the hit and not get hit business. There's a sweet science when it comes to boxing. Like Muhammad Ali said, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. All right? Floating means I'm going to stay out the way of them punches. But when I hit you with mine, it's going to sting you. Right? Now, Muhammad Ali was praised for that. Muhammad Ali was praised for being defensive. Muhammad Ali made his opponents miss a lot of punches. Muhammad Ali circled the ring a lot and still was able to stick that jab and hit people with the right hand, knock some out, didn't knock everybody out, right? But he's one of the greatest of all time. So how can we sit up here and say that when a boxer is able to hit and not get hit, now he's boring? Guys, this is not Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Okay, as a fighter, when you get in the ring with another fighter, it is not your job to allow that man to hit you. That's his job to be able to get in and hit you. Right? So if I'm able to be defensive and stay out the way, I'm cracking him all night, he can't touch me. Hey, I'm doing a beautiful job at boxing, baby. I'm doing a beautiful job at boxing. This ain't, oh, I'm going to run in the ring, meet you in the middle, I throw a right hand. See if you can take it, then you throw a right hand at me. This ain't the slap competition, guys, where you just stand there and let somebody slap you. And the first one to get knocked out loses. That's not the sport of boxing. That is not the sport of boxing. So if you're going to label Shakur as boring, then you got to label his opponents as boring because they can't get to him. Right? It's their job as the opponent, as the man that is across from him, that is in front of him, to come get him. You watch tape, you study Shakur Stevenson, right? You train to fight Shakur Stevenson, right? So they should be able to decode the matrix. They should be able to get in there and get to him, but they can't. The boy is just too good. He's just too good. He has the best hit and not get hit ratio in the sport of boxing. Period. Hands down. Shakur Stevenson is the best defensive fighter in boxing. Hands down. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if because you're a Gervonta Tank Davis fan, you don't want to hear it. But the facts is going to always be the facts. There's nothing boring about watching a Shakur Stevenson fight. He's getting a whole lot of flack for his last fight that he had against Edwin De Los Santos, when he basically, virtually, was a one-handed fighter, guys. He came out and showed and talked about how his left hand, his power hand, was hurt, swole up, barely threw it all night. All he had was the stick, his jab, all night. And he was able to win the fight with just one hand, with his stick, and being able to use his feet. Sometimes you have those kind of fights, guys. Sometimes you have those kind of nights where it's like, look, I'm not going to pull out of the fight. I'm injured. I'm going to go in there and I'm still going to get the dub. People don't even want to give him credit for that, for the fact that he was injured, but he still went in there and did what he was supposed to do against a very hard puncher in Edwin De Los Santos. And he wasn't just running. Once again, he's in the pocket, using the stick. When he had to move because he did not have all of his tools in his tool bag that night. That's one fight, guys. That's one fight. So we're going to label him a boring fighter based off of one bad performance? One bad performance? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me, because when you watch Shakur's highlight reels, it show him right there doing damage, putting paws on dogs, like punches and bunches and combination right in the pocket, right in front of his opponents, knocking his opponents down, stopping his opponents. Shakur's the real deal. Shakur's the real deal. So we should not allow any of these so-called boxing analysts, boxing journalists, any of these so-called boxing fans who are really just casuals, or they're really just other fighter fans and like to hate on other fighters. We're not going to let them control the narrative. We're not going to let them dispute the facts, because the facts cannot be disputed. Shakur Stevenson is the real deal. Shakur Stevenson is by far not a boring fighter. And we will see a spectacular performance coming this Saturday night. He has a fight coming up July the 6th, this Saturday. And I do believe he's going to put on a great, spectacular performance. Absolutely. He's going to continue to do and be who he is. And that's one of the best boxers in the sport, especially when it comes to hitting and not getting hit. Once again, this is not Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I know everybody in boxing, they love to see knockouts, right? I love to see a good knockout as well. But you know what I like better than seeing a knockout? A boxer get in there, put on a spectacular performance, beat the shit out of his opponent for as long as the fight lasts. If he doesn't get him out of there, if it goes 12 rounds and he's just putting on a dominating performance, a great display of boxing, that's what I love to see, because I am a true guru, a true fan of the sport, a true fan of the sweet science of the sport. Seeing a guy get in there with somebody who's trying to take his head off and he can't do nothing with him. He's rolling punches, stepping back, bomb, roll under, bomb, throw the hook, bomb, like dropping bombs on him. And the dude can't touch him. That's a masterful performance. Boxing is not all about or just about knockouts. Boxing is about boxing. Simple, plain, point blank, period. Boxing is about boxing. It's not about getting a knockout. If you're able to get a knockout, hey, kudos to you. Kudos to you if you're able to get in there and get that opponent up out of there. But if you're not, you need to have, but if you can't, you need to have the boxing ability and the skill to be able to put hands on somebody for the duration of a fight. I have never seen a fighter say, I just train for knockouts. The key phrase from all fighters is that I train hard. I train for 12 rounds. If the knockout comes, I'm going to take it. So all these fighters train to go the distance, because you don't know that you're going to get a knockout. Nobody knows they're going to go in there and knock a guy out. I don't care how much power you have. You just don't know until you get in there. You don't know how the fight is going to go until you in it, right? All these fighters train to go the distance. But if the knockout presents itself, of course they're going to take it. So let's kill this narrative. Let's kill this cap. Everybody trying to say Shakur Stevenson is a boring fighter. He's a runner. Show me on video where he's a runner. And I'm going to show you on video where he's in the pocket with these guys. He's throwing hands at these guys. And he's putting hurtings on these guys. Stop it. Stop the cap. And all you casual fans out there, stop running with the narrative that you hear. Lead with your own two eyes. Don't listen to what he's saying over there because you believe what he's talking about, because 9 times out of 10, it's cap. And it's hate filled. And they only saying that because they fans of another fighter who they don't want to see that fighter fight him. So they're going to create a narrative and paint a picture to try to downplay the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, in the lightweight division, I'm going to say, which is Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis. That's all I got on this one, guys. Shakur Stevenson, definitely not a boring fighter, definitely not a runner. He is one of the best fighters in the sport. He is the best defensive fighter in the sport. And who knows, he may go down as the next GOAT. We have to wait and see. True Grit Boxing News, man, signing out. Support the grind, man. The like button is free. It's free to give me those likes. Please do so, man. If you stuck with me through this long in the video, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell to all so that every time I drop, you'll be the first to know. Here at True Grit Boxing News, you get nothing but the facts, raw and uncut. And here at True Grit Boxing News, we are not boxer fans. We are boxing fans. Peace.